and you've reached here, I would like to first applaud you for your immense foresight in taking the efforts to learn about the new phase of life that you will move to when you finish your college and take up your first job. The radical changes that you will see, I can assure you, are going to be much more than the changes that you would have faced when you moved from your school to your college life. If you are a salaried person and you reached at this point in time, you will find the discussions pretty familiar. When we talk about the CTC, the salary structure, we talk about investment deductions, we talk about the famous Form 12BB which has confused many employees. But at the end of it, I'm sure you will understand the entire process flow of what you should do as an employee so that you can minimize your taxes that you owe to the government and maximize the salary that you receive in your bank at the end of this entire course. Your journey as an employee starts with first making an application for joining a company you would like to work with. Either you make an application to the company directly or post your resumes in various portals and you get picked up by these companies for a particular interview that they would like to have with you to understand whether you are a fit for the company, and the interview also gives you an opportunity for you to understand whether the company is a fit for where you would like to see yourself work for the years to come. As you run through the interview process, you may have 2 or more rounds. There are certain companies which are pretty well known in the IT circle, known for conducting anywhere between 8 to 11 rounds of interview before you get into those companies. Once you've gone through these rounds, they can be technical rounds, they can be HR rounds. Then what you sit and wait with bated breath is when you get your offer letter. And it is when you receive your offer letter, that is where it is kind of a culmination of a lot of the efforts that you put in your studies, in your school and college days. And the first offer letter generally is something which means a lot for any person that receives it from a company that he would have loved to work for, a company that he always admired or would have wanted to join since his college days. Let's first understand what exactly is this offer letter and what it means to you as a person who's received this offer letter. In simple terms, an offer letter is a document which is issued by your prospective employer to you, stating the various terms and conditions based on which they would like to hire you as an employee in their company. If you look at a typical offer letter, it's going to have a number of sections, and we will look at those which are important to you as an employee. One thing you must understand is that our entire discussions in this course are going to be from a viewpoint of the financial aspects related to you accepting an offer letter and deciding to work for a particular company. So when you receive an offer letter, the offer letter would generally state the role that you've been offered in the particular company. The role comes with its duties and responsibilities that you should be ready to take and what you're expected to do when you join the company. In addition to the role that is offered, what is mentioned in the offer letter is the salary or the CTC that the company is ready to offer you. CTC is a very popular word, the full form meaning cost to company. The CTC basically states the remuneration that you would receive as a employee in the form of a salary on a monthly basis. In addition to the CTC, the offer letter would also state whether you would be eligible for certain variable pay like a performance bonus, or today what is extremely popular in the startup circles, that is ESOPs. A ESOP is nothing but a way of paying you a bonus in the form of stock options of the company instead of paying out to you in the form of cash. In addition to these various aspects, the offer letter will also state the leave policy of the company in terms of what are your working days, what is the number of leaves you can take during the year without having to take a pay cut, and also if the company offers you sick days or any other kind of leaves like a maternity leave or a paternity leave. Apart from these aspects which will form a part of your offer letter, you can also look to have a number of other terms and conditions which will include things like what you're expected to do as an employee. Some of the common terms and conditions would be that you need to maintain a complete confidentiality of all the data that you come across. You're expected to dedicate your entire time only for the work of the company, and depending on the company you're joining, you may or may not be prohibited from taking up any other kind of employment or taking up any other side hustle. That is something which is clearly mentioned in your offer letter. After the designated person has signed off the letter welcoming you to the company, you will find an annexure which will detail out the CTC that is being offered by the company. While the terms and conditions and the various factors like leave etc. are extremely important, the most important aspect of the offer letter is the CTC, that is the cost to the company, which basically is the amount that you are going to get remunerated as an employee. So when you look at the annexure, it contains a breakup of the various components of how a certain amount is being offered to you. So if you are being hired at a package of INR 12 lakh rupees per annum, that particular amount would be broken down in the particular CTC annexure in terms of what are the various components that are being offered to you. In addition to that, the annexure would also have whether or not you're eligible for a performance bonus, whether or not you're eligible for any ESOPs, and the gratuity policy of the company. So when you look at an offer letter, in addition to the terms and conditions which determine your role, your location, your office timing, your work hours, you must also spend a few minutes extra looking at your C2C to clearly understand what is being offered to you, what does the package of 12 lakh consist of, so that you're not in for a surprise when you actually start working and receive your first salary slip.